Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Market Update Show, where I update you guys on QQQ and SPY, and currently what I'm looking at going forward, as well as support and resistance, and what's happening in the market currently. So right now we are still in our debt ceilings shenanigans. Today's market, you can see that during the open, we got to the high of today, which is around here. This candle. This is a 15-minute time frame, and that was around 338, and a lot of talks about the debt ceiling, and some are just saying big red candle on him walking out and all that kind of stuff. But all those dips did not get followed through, and once we bounced back into the high of the day, bears played defense, and we rejected from the same point. And as of now, so it ended up being just a complete sideways day. So nothing too much that's going on, but we are pretty close to resistance, and the bulls did play defense, so it's still a very healthy consolidation for the bulls. You can see on the hourly, there's no red flags for the hourly. If this dropped down below this pivot low, then we have an hourly downtrend, which the bears cannot accomplish today. So there is absolutely zero red flags on QQQ at the moment until bears can show me that they can confirm an hourly downtrend, meaning when we drop the next bounce, we need to break the prior pivot low. So this was the drop, and this was the pivot low. Bears needed to break that pivot low for it to be an hourly downtrend confirmed, and they weren't able to do that today. So right now, the bulls are back in control, but either the bulls are going to break above today's high and continue its hourly uptrend, or maybe the bears can shape up a big enough drop where the next bounce could be a potential hourly downtrend, just like this drop was big enough for the potential of the hourly downtrend. But that didn't happen, so still is the bear that needs to be the one that's do the work and proving to us that something is going to happen. If we do, you don't want to try to catch the top, because we can just continue going up in an hourly uptrend. If you miss the first move, it's no big deal. Just like to say you missed this first move, 1% move, right? And why did I do that? So that was a 1% move. As a bear, you want to be adding on the bounce. So you'll be potentially adding right here on the pivot top, and you just set your stop loss above the pivot top. And if it doesn't follow through, just like this candle did not, then you get stopped out for small loss. And if it follows through, then we get a downtrend confirmed. It's a more conservative play versus trying to nail the top here or here, thinking this is the top that's in, right? Next thing you know, we rip up and goes higher. So we zoom out into the daily time frame, and you can see it's still very healthy for the bulls, other than it's a bit extended. So zero red flags at the moment. As I mentioned earlier, you need to have an hourly downtrend to confirm before anything even happens. So we don't have that yet. So if you're a bull that's holding your position, you can either take profit already, because it's gone up quite a bit from the lows to the top, or you just wait until some like hourly downtrend confirm in the market where it's a little bit more of a red flags, then you get out of your position. So that's up to you guys to decide. But at the moment, there is a rising wedge. You can see all the rejections over here, and another here, and another here. So it's a 3 touch. You can count this as just one, even though there's 6 touches there. So that's a valid resistance line. And there's a 1, 2, 3 here for the support for this teal looking rising wedge for me. So these things are more for a visual guide, versus like, you short exactly on these lines or whatever. But decent visual guide for me, and we are pretty close to the top of that. Plus, we are testing the low range of these volume here. So you can see we're testing. We used to act as support here, and now it's acting as slight resistance so far. So we'll see if tomorrow do we retest that area again and not being able to get over it, or we reject from it. Even if it pulled back, there is no big deal. QQQ is pretty much due for a daily consolidation. Consolidation just means that the prior candle closes below the low of the prior candle, meaning just something like this, big move up, candle closes below the low of this candle, so that's a consolidation, and just continuing the trend up. So now we have a wave up. Now we need something like a wave down. Before, even if even if we're going higher, we still need a potential of a slight wave down, to continue the move, just like all the moves that we had back down here. You can see wave up, wave down, wave up, wave down, wave up, wave down, and we continue to move higher. That's how consolidation works. So the key is the size of the pullback during that consolidation will determine if there is a bear player or not. So let's say we pull back most of this move. On the next bounce, there's a very good chance that it won't bounce to the new high due to the size of its pullback. And then we can scout a daily lower high, meaning this high is lower than this high. So it's called lower high. And then if we do break that pivot low, then it's a daily downtrend confirmed, just like that hourly downtrend I was talking about earlier. So that we'll be looking at for QQQ. QQQ currently has intraday, intra-sector rotations. You can see Apple, Amazon being the weaker one today, but Google and Microsoft held up, as well as Tesla. So you can see money rotating around in the tech sector itself. So there's no money. When we see every sector drop, then that's money leaving the market. So right now we still don't see money leaving the market as a fear. It's more so still rotating around. So it's a good sign for the bulls, as well as growth stocks today. We're very bullish. Growth names that have been not running as much has now starting to catch up. So we'll see if that continues or not. The SPY, same thing, inside bar versus last Friday. You can see we double bottom exactly with Friday's low and bounce off of it. I was talking about the last thing that bulls want to see is after breaking out of this range for a couple, like a 2 months range, finally broke out of it. The last thing they want to see is us falling back into it just after breaking out of it one day. So far, bulls have held it again, and see if they can actually continue to hold it and make a offensive move higher, or QQQ decides to its daily consolidation, pulls back a little bit, and then SPY can't hold it anymore, right? So we'll see how SPY can hold this key level here when QQQ consolidates a little bit. We're not expecting QQQ to pull back all the way down here, but a slight consolidation is very acceptable and reasonable. So we'll see when that little pullback happens, can SPY hold this level? Because, like, let's say QQQ starts to consolidate a little bit, money exits the tech sector, but it comes into the financial sector or the healthcare sector and the other sectors in SPY, then this will be able to hold up. But if the financial sector and healthcare sector decides to continue to be weak, holding SPY back while QQQ is pulling back, then this level would very, very likely break. You can see we zoom into the 15-minute time frame. You can see we held it today again, just like this level here. So we'll see. Whoever breaks this range first would be the pretty notable. So we'll see if SPY can continue to hold that tomorrow, just like that. The sector rotation thing I talked about earlier. So that's going to be the most important for me going forward. And interesting enough, for rate hikes, our July rate hike has a more chance of a rate hike than our June meeting. So which is kind of interesting. So they're likely wanting to hold for another month to see what all that credit tightening shenanigans will end up being. So they're giving themselves a little bit more time and room to decide for the next rate hike. So we may potentially get a 25 here. So who knows? As of now, it's 65.31. Earlier today I saw this around 35, so it fluctuates a little bit around here. So we'll see about that. If it flips later, who knows? Later in the month, or maybe we get a fast CPI data, then this will definitely flip. The CPI data is in June 10th, so we'll still about 2 weeks away, so not much to worry about. And the sentiment data for this week is quite interesting. You can see during this week that we had a little bit of a red day because of due to market participant being a little bit more bullish. And then last week it flipped back. Most people were neutral due to how choppy the market was, and we're not having a green week. So it's pretty interesting to see most participants are still quite bearish at the moment. So markets may potentially actually hold up. So who knows, right? So, but as of now, those this level is the key what I'm looking at, and what would happen when QQQ consolidates is the key besides of its pullback for me. And NVIDIA has earnings on Wednesday, so if you guys are playing in the tech sector, so that's the top watch for you guys, or the semi sector. Costco on Thursday, those two are the top watch for me. And yeah, I'll update you guys tomorrow on the market. And if you guys made it this far, feel free to subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow. If you guys got any questions, feel free to comment below, and have a good rest of your day.